Naruto's strength for the longest time was defined by the power of the Nine Tails. More often than not, his shinobi career and furthermore his life have been saved by these sudden boosts to his power. It was what saved him from Haku, what saved him from Neji, what saved him from Sasuke, what saved him from Kabuto. Naruto right now is a legendary shinobi, even though Kurama is gone, but he never would have gotten this far if he didn't get that power boost. As for Sasuke, he also gained a power-up in the form of the Cursed Seal of Heaven, branded on him by Orochimaru during the Chunin Exams. He tried to fight this power, but slowly he embraced it, and he used it all the way up to the death of Itachi, where Orochimaru began attempting to use it to reincarnate through Sasuke's body. It was eventually pulled from his body, along with Orochimaru, by Itachi's Susanoo through use of the Sword of Totsuka. But as I was thinking about it, wouldn't it be fun to switch these two up? What if Sasuke had Kurama, and what if Naruto had the curse mark? Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Double check that you are still indeed subscribed, because we are noticing that YouTube is unsubscribing some users at random. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. So the story will start the same, but instead of Minato as Hokage, it's Fugaku. Sasuke is born, and on that day, Kushina loses control of the Nine Tails due to the influence of Obito Uchiha. Kushina dies from the loss of her tailed beast, and Minato also perishes in that battle. Fugaku manages to seal it into his newborn son, Sasuke. Fugaku would return Sasuke to the Uchiha, but it's believed that the Uchiha were behind it, and Danzo starts a rather nasty campaign against the 4th Hokage, which eventually results in him being removed from office, and Hiruzen being reinstituted. The face of Fugaku is struck from the stone monument, as it's believed that he was the one responsible, all in an effort to bring the Nine Tails under Uchiha control. This causes some strife within the Uchiha as to whether or not they should attempt to take back the office of Hokage. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to get the story back on track. Sasuke is hated at school, they pick on him and bully him, and eventually comes the day that Sasuke returns home to find it destroyed. Danzo had forced Itachi to kill them all. This results in the death of every Uchiha except Itachi and Sasuke. Sasuke is forced by Itachi to relive their parents' murder and is beaten by Itachi. Itachi tells him he isn't worthy of killing right now and should get eyes like his own, by which he means the Mangekyo Sharingan. Of course, much like before, Sasuke would attack Itachi, but not only is he attacking him with awakened Sharingan, but also attacking him with the power of the Nine Tails. But, you know, Itachi's just an overall badass, so he still curb stomps his little brother, even in his initial Jinchuriki cloak. Sasuke is forever scarred by this event and desires revenge on the brother that betrayed him. We eventually skip forward to the academy, and Naruto is still having issues managing a single shadow clone. Now, of course, since Naruto isn't the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, he wouldn't be chosen by Mizuki to steal the Scroll of Forbidden Jutsu, but I still think Naruto manages to learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu. It just takes him quite a while to do so. I'm certain that after failing the first time around, Naruto would just be tutored by Iruka-sensei. We all know that Iruka has a soft spot for the boy, and considering in this Naruto is not the Nine Tails, I assume some kid or another shinobi would probably show up and teach Naruto the Shadow Clone Jutsu to get him to pass. Mizuki could possibly get Sasuke to steal it if there is the promise of power within it. That being said, Iruka would probably stop Sasuke too, though Sasuke may be more of the kind to try and escape with the scroll. I'm certain Mizuki would show up, but he would likely just get floored by Sasuke too, especially if Sasuke goes all out, including use of his Sharingan and initial Jinchuriki states. So Sasuke probably beats Mizuki's ass. The issue is if Sasuke ever gives the scroll back. All things considered, he's likely just gonna want to study as much as possible. So given Sasuke already knows Shadow Clone Jutsu, what technique could he learn? Well, maybe Flying Raijin. I know that it's in there. The 8 gates and all affiliated techniques should be too. Izanagi and Izanami should be listed. For the heck of it, let's say Sasuke manages to learn how to use Izanagi and Izanami for now. Not that he'll use it, but at least he'll know it. By this time, the scroll is taken from him by the 3rd Hokage and the Anbu, and Sasuke would be disciplined. But after that, he is allowed to join Team 7 alongside Naruto and Sakura. The time comes to introduce themselves, and both Naruto and Sasuke's goals don't change. On the other hand, Sakura's do. Sasuke is the owner of the Nine Tails, which means most of the kids in the academy have been raised to show him disdain. That includes Sakura. Of course, she doesn't flat out hate him here like the others. She's too smart for that, but she is wary of him. Instead, she probably just wants to marry Neji or something. We're eventually led to the bell test, which actually goes pretty well for Team 7, given that Sasuke, on top of his already powerful chakra reserves, has the Nine Tails chakra to use. This leads to him being able to probably take the bells from Kakashi pretty quickly. This doesn't mean that he's above Kakashi, but it does mean that he took Kakashi by surprise, who wasn't expecting such a feat from a child his age. This, however, wasn't the test, but on the other hand, he did say that if they get the bells, then they pass, so what can he do now? For a while, they do little jobs that aren't much, but as you know, Naruto isn't the kind for a no-action sort of mission, and so he brings it up to the third Hokage and asks for a real mission. The third Hokage, specifically because he liked Naruto's gumption, or perhaps he just doesn't want to deal with this crap today, gives them the mission to escort Tsunade to the Land of Waves. As soon as they set out, they're attacked by the Demon Brothers and Naruto freezes. Sasuke would burst into action and mercilessly slaughter the two. All the while, within Sasuke, Kurama is starting to enjoy this Uchiha. He's heavily unnerved with how similar to Madara he feels, but at the same time, the level of hatred he displays is something that Kurama can get behind. Naruto ends up getting cut by the poisoned blades of the Demon Brothers prior to their death, and he does vow to never cower again, swearing on the pain of his hand as he tries to cut the poison out. Of course, Kakashi cautions him that he might die if he keeps it up. They wrap up Naruto's hand and proceed on. They'd be held back by Zabuza, but as the battle continues, Sasuke attempts to rush Zabuza using the Sharingan and the Nine Tails. This puts Zabuza on the defensive and causes Kakashi to break free from the water prison. Naruto, on the other hand, is beginning to fall victim to the poison. He would pass out before the battle ends. In the end, Kakashi and Sasuke pressure Zabuza enough to force him to consider retreat. This is when Haku shows up and takes him down with Senbon. Of course, this is an attempt to make Kakashi think that Zabuza is dead, but Kakashi is far more observant than they give him credit for, and that's not just because of his Sharingan. Kakashi would carry Naruto, and he would consider taking him back to Konoha, but doesn't because he realizes that Tsunade's home is closer. As they get closer to their destination, Naruto slowly begins to deteriorate due to the poison, and he's left bedridden for a while. He's taken care of by Tsunade, who already has those motherly instincts and just hates to see a sick child. Naruto's out for a while, and Kakashi isn't much better, needing to rest due to the overuse of his chakra. While Naruto's unconscious, Kakashi takes the time to train Sasuke and Sakura with how to climb up vertical surfaces using nothing but the chakra on the bottom of their feet. Sakura gets it almost off the bat. Sasuke has a bit of a harder time applying way too much chakra. He attempts to climb up one and applies so much chakra that not only does he splinter it, but he goes flying and brings the whole tree down. Kakashi tells him not to use so much chakra, and Sasuke keeps trying and trying and trying until he manages to get it. Meanwhile, Naruto is still unconscious from the poison, but seems to have at least stabilized. If his will is strong enough, he'll come out of it. If not, though, it will kill him. So that's something to worry about with Kakashi. The next day, they'd go to the bridge, opting to leave Naruto behind because, well, obviously. While there, they oversee the safety of the construction workers. That is, until Zabuza and Haku appear. Zabuza would engage with Kakashi. Meanwhile, as Inari is attempting to leave to go get more people to help overthrow Gato, two men show up to kidnap him in Tsunade. But before they can do so, Naruto wakes up and defeats them. He promptly pukes from the poison, but at least he's conscious. Back at the bridge, Sasuke is surrounded by Haku's demonic mirroring ice crystals technique. He probes it with his fireball jutsu, but he can't break through. As the battle continues, Sasuke would release the power of his initial Jinchuriki cloak, which would shatter the mirrors and free him, all while knocking Haku back. Sasuke would rush in and finish Haku off while he has the chance. Meanwhile, Kakashi would manage to finish off Zabuza with a Chidori. But it's then that Gato's men show up to end the fight themselves. This only causes a larger fight as the villagers rise up against Gato. As much as I would love to think that the villagers have the natural advantage, I just don't think that they do. If they had the ability to overthrow Gato, then they would have before, so Gato's men have the advantage. But they lack something that the villagers possess, and that is Team 7. Kakashi is a skilled Jonin who knows over 1,000 jutsu and the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. I feel like together they'd be able to push back Gato's men and free the Land of Waves from his influence. Due to this, the bridge would become known as the Great Bridge of the Sharingan Eye, due to the eyes of the two warriors who helped free them from Gato's control. They would return to Tsunade's home after the mission reached its end, only to find Naruto awake and moving. He still seems under the weather, but he seems more upset that he missed all the action. After a meal, they return to the Hidden Leaf Village. Time passes and Naruto makes a full recovery. They go on a few missions, but that leads up to the Chunin Exams arc. This is where we'd see Team 7 join up with the rest of the Rookie 9 to compete. Rock Lee would want to face off against Sasuke before the whole thing begins, and despite everything, Sasuke actually wins this one with the extra chakra and power afforded to him by the Nine Tails. The first exam comes and it's a written test. But, you know, nothing here changes as this has nothing to do with power. Sasuke cheats with the Sharingan, Sakura's just big brain, and Naruto doesn't answer a single question. And due to the whole team's gutsiness in taking the final question, they pass the exam. But then comes the Forest of Death. The mission here is to retrieve the scroll opposite of your own, and that requires you to beat another team. As they get in, Naruto forgets that he didn't pee before he left and decides to do so in the bushes. During this time, an imposter sneaks through in a very sus manner and impersonates Naruto. But Sasuke manages to discover this due to the sudden change in position of Naruto's kunai holster. He attacks the imposter and drives the genin off. Naruto returns and wonders what the heck happened. As they continue on, they encounter another genin from the village hidden in the grass. This genin, I just said that with finger quotes, is actually Orochimaru, who has taken an interest in Sasuke's body and plans to take it all for himself. He proceeds to scare Sasuke stiff, much to Naruto's chagrin. Orochimaru approaches Sasuke to brand him with the curse mark, but Naruto jumps in the way and is branded instead. Naruto falls from the tree and lands on the ground below. He writhes in pain as the mark sets in. Sasuke then uses the Nine Tails energy and his own techniques to drive Orochimaru off. They would get Naruto and protect him. However, they know that they'll still need to take a scroll. Sakura guards Naruto while Sasuke's out searching for the final scroll. Meanwhile, Team Dosu shows up to find Sasuke, but instead finds Sakura and Naruto. They decide to off these two first and then find Sasuke, but Sakura expertly planted traps and they work out very well. She further fights them in hand-to-hand combat, but is heavily outmatched. It doesn't take long though for Lee to come to her rescue. They manage to drive off Team Dosu, and Sasuke eventually returns with the other scroll at around the time that Naruto wakes up. They'd make their way to the tower in the center of the forest and pass the test. They would get to move on to the third and final portion of the Chunin Exams, the exhibition matches. But it's discovered that Naruto's curse mark will activate every time he uses chakra, and there isn't time to deal with it. If he activates it while he's in battle against Kiba, it's an automatic disqualification. Naruto manages to keep from using chakra, but without it, Kiba manages to beat Naruto. Afterward, Kakashi apologizes to Naruto about not being able to act on it sooner, but Naruto tells him not to worry about it. It wasn't Kakashi who put the curse mark on him. Kakashi seals it with the evil sealing method, which puts him right out for a while. Everyone gets their month off, and Naruto spends his training. He might not get to compete in the Chunin Exams, but he still wants to train to grow stronger. And if he can help Sasuke grow stronger, it would be ideal. In this what if, I don't see Naruto training under Jiraiya immediately since he isn't the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, nor is he a contender in the Chunin Exams, which means he likely won't study under Ebisu either. So he sticks with Kakashi, who teaches both Sasuke and Naruto how to use Chidori. For about a month they train. When the Chunin Exams continue, Kiba is easily defeated by Neji. The same outcome with Gaara takes place, as not only does Sasuke have almost all of the same tools, but he also has the Nine Tails power, which he can use without being disqualified. Sasuke manages to beat Gaara. However, before the Chunin Exams can continue, they're interrupted by the Konoha Crush, which begins as Kabuto casts the Temple of Nirvana technique. Gaara attempts to escape, and Hiruzen faces off against Orochimaru and the impure world reincarnations of the first and second Hokage. Jiraiya faces off against Orochimaru's snakes as Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke rush off to face Gaara. During the battle though, Gaara releases Shukaku by putting himself to sleep. Sasuke responds to this after hearing a voice in his head telling him to take more of his power. This causes Sasuke to quickly ascend into a partial transformation about the size of Shukaku. This version of Sasuke is out of control and manages to defeat Gaara, though he is saved by Temari and Kankuro. Despite this, Sasuke is still out of control, which causes Kakashi to intervene when he catches up, using his Sharingan to cast a Genjutsu to calm Sasuke down. The village once more is terrified as the Nine Tails nearly wrecked the village, and this causes the elders to consider placing a stronger seal on him. Hiruzen by this time is killed and everyone attends his funeral. As time passes though, they know that they would need a new Hokage, so they call in Jiraiya to find Tsunade. Naruto is recommended by Kakashi to go with him, as Kakashi knows that the bond that Naruto and Jiraiya have through Minato, his mentor. So the two go, but it's begrudgingly at first. Only when Naruto and Jiraiya bond over their shared perverted nature do they really strike up an actual friendship. Further, Jiraiya, knowing who Naruto truly is, decides to teach him the technique that his father could not. He begins teaching Naruto the Rasengan. Naruto and Jiraiya would find Tsunade, but she refuses to join them and insults the office of the Hokage, to which Naruto takes offense. He challenges Tsunade to a fight and she accepts. She utterly destroys him. However, she makes a deal with him that if Naruto can learn the Rasengan, she will give him the first Hokage's necklace as a gift, but only if he can accomplish that. She then goes off to meet Orochimaru, causing Jiraiya and Naruto to assume that she's betrayed them. But this is not so, as she plans to kill Orochimaru. A battle would ensue, and during this battle, Naruto's chakra pathways and heart muscles are severed by Kabuto, and he slowly begins to die. Tsunade saves his life, but he doesn't get up to fight because he's still out of chakra. This results in Kabuto managing to kill Tsunade through underhanded means. Kabuto and Orochimaru are still driven off by Jiraiya, who laments his comrade's death. He is pleased though that she could at least save Naruto. Meanwhile, back in the Hidden Leaf, Sasuke is hated even more by the village, who even starts to throw trash at him. His anger just continues to grow. But that's when two Akatsuki members show up, Itachi and Kisame. Sasuke takes this as his time to kill Itachi, going into a version 2 cloak, which is only possible due to how harmoniously Kurama and Sasuke's personalities vibe with each other. But even still, Itachi manages to put Sasuke down because Itachi solos your verse GG. However, the Anbu show up out of the blue alongside Kakashi and manage to drive off Itachi and Kisame, though Sasuke ends up in the hospital. It's during this time that the Sound 4 show up and proceed to attack Sasuke just to prove how weak he is, even with his version 2 chakra cloak. However, they promise a way to make Sasuke even stronger, and to that end, Sasuke decides to leave the village. The next day, word spreads that Sasuke has left and the Sasuke recovery team is sent. Naruto manages to follow Sasuke to the Valley of the End where the two clash. It becomes obvious that Sasuke is adamant about leaving the village, and so the two fight. It continues to escalate, and Sasuke begins to draw upon the power of the Nine Tails, and Naruto breaks the seal on his curse mark of heaven, and the two begin their fight. Sasuke proves to be the stronger of the two and leaves Naruto behind unconscious. Naruto's hospitalized, and this is around the point in time where the 2.5-year time skip occurs. Naruto and Jiraiya go off to train, where Naruto displays his abilities to Jiraiya. Jiraiya is disgusted by the use of the curse mark and calls it a crude way to use Sage Chakra, and decides to teach Naruto how to use Sage Mode. As the years go by, Naruto grows steadily stronger and manages to master Sage Mode, which he prefers to use over the curse mark. Time comes for them to return to the village, and Team 7 minus Sasuke meet again and proceed to do the bell test once more. Naruto proves to be more than enough to get the bells back without even threatening to spoil the ending to Kakashi. Word then reaches them that Gaara had been kidnapped by the Akatsuki. They quickly leave to save him. Sakura, who had been training under a skilled medical nin, attempts to save Kankuro's life from the poison in his system, but fails. Tsunade really makes a difference. And before you ask, yes, Danzo becomes the 5th Hokage in her stead. They would chase down the Akatsuki, where they are stopped by a clone of Itachi. However, Naruto manages to defeat it quite easily, as he already has Sage Mode. Once they discover the cave where the Akatsuki are hiding, they find Deidara and Sasori sitting on Gaara's body. Sasori would engage with Sakura and Chiyo, while Naruto and Kakashi would attempt to chase down Deidara, who's escaping with the body of Gaara. Naruto manages to bring him down and defeat him, but it's revealed to be a clay clone. Chiyo and Sakura manage to not only kill Sasori, but get some intel on Orochimaru from him. Gaara is laying there lifelessly, and everyone laments this. However, Chiyo decides to use her one's own life technique to bring him back to life at the expense of her own. Sakura informs them about the intel that she gained on Orochimaru, and they return to Konoha. Then comes the Tenchi Bridge Recon arc. Naruto, Sakura, and their new teammate Sai gather under their temporary Jonin, Yamato, to go to the Tenchi Bridge under the guise of Sasori to meet with Orochimaru. The whole thing turns out to be a trap, as Orochimaru and Kabuto had planned to kill Sasori anyway. With their cover blown, Naruto comes out of the trees alongside Sai and Sakura and engages Orochimaru and Kabuto in battle. Naruto's strength through the use of his Sage Mode is actually enough to push Orochimaru back, though Orochimaru maintains the advantage. It's then that it seems that Sai has betrayed them to join Orochimaru, but this is mostly because he's been sent by Danzo to retrieve the Nine Tails. The plan would be to introduce a seal formula to corrupt the Nine Tails seal, to pull it out, only for Sai to seal it into himself until a new Jinchuriki can be found. However, he decides not to when he remembers how much Naruto and Sakura want him back. Naruto and company show up and are confronted by Sasuke, who attempts to kill them. Naruto and Sasuke engage in battle, but Sasuke uses his version 2 chakra cloak, which forces Naruto to use his Sage Mode in response. Naruto is on the losing side though, and so he decides to use his Curse Mark Stage 1 on top of Sage Mode, but Sasuke surprises him by using the second stage Curse Mark on top of his version 2 chakra cloak, which causes his red glowing form to display wings. He manages to beat Team 7, but before he can kill them, he's called down by Orochimaru, and the three of them leave. Naruto is upset to see that Sasuke has grown further than he has, and now possesses a stronger version of the curse mark, and so he goes into Orochimaru's lab to find something that would allow him to do whatever Sasuke did to get that same effect. There he finds the information on it and medication. Naruto takes it and decides to use it. While Naruto is in the jar though, the Akatsuki suppression mission takes place, in which Asuma Saratobi is killed. It's around this time that Naruto breaks out of the jar, capable of using his second stage of the curse mark. He would join Kakashi in helping bring down Hidan and Kakuzu. Shikamaru manages to defeat Hidan and bury him, but Kakuzu is a different monster. They manage to beat him though with the power of Naruto's new second stage curse mark. Elsewhere, Sasuke knows that time is up, and that he's learned everything that there is to learn from Orochimaru, and thus kills him. He then frees Team Hebi, later to be renamed Taka, and goes to find Itachi. They would find him at the Uchiha compound. Sasuke would be the only one to enter, and he would engage with Itachi in combat. They start out by trading genjutsu. Sasuke even proves his worth by waking up from Tsukiyomi. It then proceeds into a true battle in which Sasuke uses his version 2 cloak alongside his stage 2 curse mark, which pressures Itachi and forces him to use his Susanoo, which Sasuke responds to by using tailed beast mode. Yes, Sasuke and Kurama are in such a synchronized state that Sasuke can summon him to fight for him during battle. He supplements this with the power of the curse mark, and due to the natural energy being used and the fact that the Yata mirror is stated to work like a truth-seeking ball, Sasuke manages to break through and defeat Itachi. Itachi dies with a smile on his face, much to Sasuke's surprise. It's then that Tobi informs Sasuke of how Itachi had only betrayed the village because Konoha made him, and how he was only protecting him. This realization awakens Sasuke's Mangekyo Sharingan. Sometime before this, though, a crow clone of Itachi had met with Naruto in the forest and entrusted him the crow bearing Shisui's Mangekyo Sharingan. It's also during this time that Pain kills Jiraiya in battle and decides to make his move on the leaf. Naruto's coping with this when Pain's assault begins. Remember, since Naruto already knows Sage Mode, there's no reason for him to leave to learn it. This means that when Pain shows up, Naruto can fight him straight on, and considering that he has not only Sage Mode but the Stage 2 Curse Mark, Naruto pretty much bodies the paths of Pain. I mean, if he could beat them with mostly just his Sage Mode, imagine what he'd be doing in Curse Mark 2 Sage Mode. The battle is almost pathetic. He absolutely destroys all 6 paths before they even have a chance to do anything. Konoha would then search out the actual Nagato instead of his paths and would find and eliminate him. However, Konan manages to escape with him. It's then that the 5 Kage summit begins and Tobi declares war when they don't give him the 8 tails. Sasuke manages to find and assassinate Danzo Shimura with little to no effort because of the constant use of Izanagi. However, Naruto catches up with him and the two fight again, but Sasuke still proves to have the advantage and only retreats when the vision in his eyes begins to wane due to overuse of his Mangekyo. However, while he's getting his eyes transplanted, Tobi shows up and attacks Sasuke, taking the 9 tails from him, planning to use what little of the 8 tails he could get from one of Orochimaru's facilities. Sasuke dies as a result, but is eventually revived by Tobi as one of his paths of pain. The 4th Shinobi World War begins as the united shinobi forces rally under the Raikage. Kakashi is named the new Hokage since there were no better candidates, and Naruto follows them to battle. It's in this battle that Naruto is forced to fight once more against Nagato, but this time he has to face off against Itachi too. It's then that the crow comes in. Itachi had originally planned to use it on Sasuke when he inevitably transplanted Itachi's eyes to gain the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, but it pleasantly backfired on Itachi, awakening him from the control of Kabuto. Itachi would go on to help Naruto defeat Pain and would set off on his own to defeat Kabuto and end the technique anchoring them there. However, before this happens, the newly revived Madara Uchiha breaks free from Kabuto's control and makes his way to the battlefield as well. When Naruto also reaches the final battle, he faces off against Orochimaru and his Path of Pain, Sasuke, the one Obito had chosen to be Diva. Naruto finds himself too weak to beat Sasuke, but as he's dying, he's met with the 6 of Sage Paths, who states that Naruto needs to stop them from awakening the 10 tails and gifts Naruto some of his 6 Paths chakra, which grants Naruto access to 6 Paths Sage Mode. Using this on top of his 2nd stage Curse Mark, Naruto manages to defeat Sasuke. But it is for nothing, as Obito absorbs the 9 tails into the Geto statue and completes the 10 tails. Obito would absorb it into himself and becomes the 10 tails Jinchuriki. Naruto would engage with Obito and manages to beat him by the skin of his teeth. After a lengthy Taku no Jutsu, he manages to convince Obito of repenting about what he had done, which causes him to attempt to use the Outer Path Samsara of Heavenly Life technique to bring all those killed by him back to life. This is hijacked by Black Zetsu, who instead brings Madara back to life. Madara absorbs the 10 tails and becomes the 10 tails Jinchuriki. Before he can complete his plan though, Kaguya takes over his body and then casts the infinite Tsukiyomi, in which everyone sees a world of their greatest dreams. This includes Naruto. The only reason why he and the others escaped it in the main timeline was because Sasuke possessed the Rinnegan. Sasuke is dead right now and doesn't possess a Rinnegan even if he wasn't. This means that Naruto goes under too. Kaguya would then reabsorb all of the chakra in the world, transforming everyone into Zetsu, and would fortify herself on Earth. Due to her immense power, none of the villains, even up to Boruto, could beat her. Well, that was a bummer of an ending, no? But the good news is that this is only one out of possibly infinite universes one can look through, so maybe in the next one we do, the outcome will be different. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think. Is there anything you would have done differently? If so, let me know. Be sure to ring that bell to be notified when we drop more videos like this one. Peace.